The United States is one of the most powerful countries in the world, but how well do you really know its history? From hidden stories to surprising facts, we're diving into the top 10 most fascinating pieces of USA history that you probably never learned in school. 10. The Declaration of Independence wasn't signed on July 4th. Let's start with something shocking. The Declaration of Independence wasn't actually signed on July 4th, 1776. It was adopted on that day, but most of the signatures were added a month later on, August 2nd. So while we celebrate the 4th of July, the real signing came weeks later. 9. The White House was burned down. Did you know that the White House, the symbol of American leadership, was burned to the ground? During the War of 1812, British forces stormed Washington, D.C. and set the White House on fire. It had to be completely rebuilt, giving the People's House its iconic white paint job. 8. Abraham Lincoln created the Secret Service on the day he was shot. Here's a weird twist of fate. Abraham Lincoln signed the bill creating the Secret Service on the very same day he was assassinated, April 14, 1865. Ironically, the Secret Service wasn't originally meant for protecting the president, but for combating counterfeit money. 7. The USA bought Alaska for just 2 cents an acre. Imagine buying one of the largest land masses on Earth for pocket change. That's what happened in 1867 when the United States purchased Alaska from Russia for $7.2 million, just 2 cents an acre. At the time, people thought it was a terrible deal and called it Seward's folly, but Alaska turned out to be rich in natural resources. 6. America's shortest war was just 32 minutes long. Believe it or not, the United States was part of the shortest war in modern history. In 1898, during the Spanish-American War, the battle for Guam lasted just 32 minutes. The Spanish garrison there had no idea they were even at war, so when American ships arrived, they surrendered almost immediately. 5. The USA wasn't always in the USA time zones. Did you know time zones didn't even exist in the United States until 1883? Before that, every city had its own local time, which caused chaos for the railroad system. To solve this, the railroads created the time zones we use today, and eventually, the government adopted them nationwide. 4. The Liberty Bell's legendary crack came on its first ring. The Liberty Bell is one of America's most iconic symbols, but did you know it cracked the very first time it was rung? The bell, made in 1752, cracked because it was too brittle. Despite several repairs, the crack remained, turning the bell into a symbol of American resilience. 3. The Statue of Liberty was almost gold. The Statue of Liberty wasn't always meant to be green. When France gifted it to the USA, its copper exterior slowly oxidized and turned green. However, the original plan was to coat the entire statue in gold. Can you imagine what the New York skyline would look like with a shimmering golden statue? 2. The USA had a plan to invade Canada. Believe it or not, there was a time when the United States had an official plan to invade Canada, called War Plan Red. It was developed in the 1920s and 30s. Just in case relations with the British Empire ever went south. Thankfully, the plan was never put into action, but it's a wild piece of military history. 1. The moon landing was almost faked, or so they thought. Narrator excited tone. And finally, one of the most debated events in history, the 1969 moon landing. While NASA successfully landed astronauts on the moon, there's been a long-standing conspiracy that the moon landing was faked, despite overwhelming evidence proving it happened. This theory remains one of the USA's most famous historical myths. And there you have it, 10 fascinating facts about USA history that you probably didn't know. Which one surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments below. And if you love this journey through history, make sure to like and subscribe for more incredible stories.